everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So I know I said in my last small haul that there isn't going to be any hauls, but I got paid my YouTube pennies and I put it straight back into the channel by spending it on art supplies. The only way I've afforded all of this is not just YouTube as well. I put some of my own money, and then my husband's came on one day with some Amazon veggies and some flowers. He's a sweetheart. But I got some, I bought this before, the Archers, the cold pressed. So I got another pad of that, but I got the, is it the, what is it? The one, where am I leaking? Hot pressed. Well, I was going to say warm pressed. The hot pressed. But this is a pad, and then that one is separate. Yeah, so the cold press and the hot pressed, I got confused then because I got interrupted. So, because in my finished pages you'll see that I've been using watercolour again, and I want to try and do it a little bit more. Right, so these Eco line, I already had these, but I've not showed them on the channel yet, so I thought it was worth showing them, and I will swatch them out on camera as well. But these are just the basic. So we've got blue, green, a brown, a grey, a black, and then we've got a purple, a pink, a red, an orange and a yellow. Now I sort of know how these behave, and they behave a lot different than what I imagined. Do not use them if you're using a double-sided colouring bib, because they will go through. They 100% will go through. You saw that in my finished page. Is a bit of a disaster because of them. But these are the main things that I'm excited about. I've had these Neptune brushes on my wish list for about 7 or 8 months now, and they were about £45 when I put them on, and they came down to 34, so I jumped at the chance. And look how fancy smancy the barrel is. So this is the Neptune one, square wash. I've got nothing like this. This one I've got nothing like this one either, which is the half oval wash, lovely wood barrel. I'm really interested in using these. Tapered tip on that. And a larger size 12. This is, I'm really excited to use this one. A larger size 12, that's a round. And then a size 4, which is a round as well, so I can get rid of that packaging as well. But I will leave all the links in the description. I'm just checking, I don't need anything in here. I don't think so. I think that's just all rubbish now, so that can get moved and popped in the recycle. These Rembrandt, again, these were at the bottom of my wish list. That's how long ago I put these on my wish list. And it was actually a subscriber and somebody who I spoke to a while ago on Instagram, and she recommended these watercolour paints. And at the time I was like, no way I can spend that amount of money. It is a lot of money. But now that I'm taking it a little bit more serious, even if it is just in my colouring books, I want a nice quality paint. And I have tried the Daniel Smith ones. I've tried the Paul Rubens, the Winsor & Newton Cotmans, the Winsor & Newton professional ones, handmade watercolours, whether that's metallic or just normal paint. I've tried quite a few now, but like I said, I had my eye on these for a long time, and they're extra fine watercolour paints. There's 48 in this pack, and they do come in a lovely box. I'm going to use this box for something else. I'm not sure what yet, but I'll find a use. I might even paint it and use it for like bits and bobs. So what's it say? Legendary name for the range that is known for its superior and unparalleled quality. It's been developed through pure skill and artistic insight, and is based on the best raw materials. So yeah, there's a lovely range of colours. I've looked at these, I've took them out the packaging, but I've not, you'll see now, I've not took them out of the individual packaging. Let's keep that box to one side. Now that's rubbish, recycle. Nice sturdy tin. I like tins opposed to them being like plastic. So a nice mixing area. I think you can take this out, but I probably won't be able to because of my long nails. I think you can take that out so you've got extra room. But here are the paints. Now let me just check on Amazon how much I paid for these, and I might be able to check how much they are now. I think they were about 115, and from all the reviews that I was looking at online, they were going for like 135, 140, so I believe from that got a good deal. Why can't I find them? Well, there we go. So he delivered Friday and now it's Monday, so I've kept these all weekend and not touched them. So, view order details. £115.78 I paid for these. So let's see how much they're going for now. So at the moment they're going for £110.47, so not too bad. They've come down already in price, so if we can get £5 off of these at the moment. But they're all individually wrapped, which I love, but I don't love, because I love it because I think it looks so pretty and it's protected them. But then again, I can't really be bothered sitting here and taking them all out of the packaging. I'm going to have to. But it does come with a brush, and from everything that I've read and heard, this is not the best watercolour brush, but I will test it nonetheless, and give it a try. I think first I'll swatch out the Eco line now, and then I'll just quickly time lapse me going and unwrapping all of these, because it's going to take me a little while, because I want to do it neatly, and then I'll swatch all these out as well. So the paper that I'm using is just a Paul Rubin paper. I don't want to use my super expensive paper just for swatching, so I thought it'd be a good idea using these. And maybe, shall I use my new brush? That one might be a bit big for them swatches. Let's test out the brush that come with the Rembrandt set, shall we? Besides my water, which isn't 100% clean. Actually, I'm going to go and clean this because it has got bits of blue in it, just to be definitely fair. So these Eco line paints, they do come already in these plastic containers, so I'll just keep them in here for easy storage. But I think we'll start off with this one. And like I said, I have had a play with these once, and it was a bit of a learning curve. I'm not going to be overly neat with these because I'll swatch them out in my watercolour book a little bit neater. But we'll start off with the blue. So this is 578. Really, really dark blue it looks like. But when you pop it down... Oh, I've not got a cloth. No, I have. Just to wipe off the excess. And we'll test this brush out as well, why not? So you only need a very, very small amount of this. Just one drop. Pop down there. My camera is playing funny beggars with me today. Did you just want a close up of my nails? Is that what's wrong? But I'll be right back, I'll get it fixed. Right, so that should be better now. It should be behaving a little bit better. So, the brush is damp. It's not wet, it's just damp. But I'll pull that colour. You can see how beautiful pigmented they are. But I think my problem was because I didn't test them on watercolour paper. It was just whoa, I look super bright now. Super duper bright. I'll turn that off. Oh, that's slightly better. Right, so this one is green 600. Some of these pipettes as well have got different heads. One of them's got straight and the other one's like got a ball on the end of it. So this one's the green, a very, very lime green. So you can pull the colour over a lot, and you can mix these together. I believe that this is just the basic set, so you can just mix your own colours from these colours. So they are quite tight, the lids. So I'll take all that out of there, and you can see it's just got a straight end to it, and I'll show you the one that's different when we come up to it. So one drop of the brown. These do get everywhere as well if you're not careful. Again, I learnt that the hard way. So that's our brown. Now we're going up to the grey and the black, and to me they both look grey. So this is 704. So it looks very dark when you put it down there, but as soon as you add water and you start blending it out, that's the grey, that's the lighter grey. Maybe that one is grey, but to me it looks black compared to the other one anyway. So this one, it's just a drop. This brush isn't too bad actually. and this looks a lot darker than it did on the page. It is to do with the paper, clearly. It is to do with the paper. So let's go on to the other set. I think these will be interesting on your own art if you do your own original art, but in your colouring boots I'm not sold yet. After maybe in the Succume's watercolour colouring boot they did work perfect, but yeah, in any other boot that's thinner paper I'd just be so careful. Sorry, I didn't say the colour of that. That's 205, that's the yellow, and then we've got the orange, which is 236. So by the numbers, I wonder how many colours there are right there. This one's really beautiful. So this is your brighter pack, I believe. And then we've got the, was it a rusty orange, 311, 311. They're on super duper tight. Ah, so this one's that's different. See the end of it? It's like a little ball. I don't know why they're different. I have no idea. So that is like a rusty orange colour. Really pigmented, that one. And then we've got the pink, which is 337. See, I really struggle opening them. And this one's the same as the other one, the pipette. There's no ball on the end of this one. That's pink, which is beautiful. You know I love pink. And then the purple, which is 507. Beautiful and vibrant. So while I've got these out and I've got space at the bottom, I will use that orange and then the rusty orange, just a bigger blob this time, and see what they're like blending together on the paper. Try and get it equal size. That looks round a bit equal. Load my brush up with plenty of water. Clean it again, plenty of water, and bring these colours together, and so they move beautifully. You see it transferring across. So if how much is it going to travel? So we've got some of the orange and the rusty. We're mixing it together, it's beautiful, and it goes a long way as well. Let's see with this, let's add more water and see how far we can get this to pull down. Without putting it all over my table. And then what if we add, I'm just curious here, just testing, just seeing what it's going to react like. Whoa, that is a lovely bloom. Wow. So for them sort of effects, it's brilliant. Here's the yellow. And while we're at it, I know it's going to pile up here. If it was on my own, I'd be mopping that up and cleaning it up, but with it being just a swatch sheet, I'm not too fussed. I'm going to try a bit of salt. This is just very cheap rock salt that I ordered off Amazon just for this purpose. So now that I've added the salt, I'm going to have to leave that to completely dry on its own, which might take a good hour, if not more. So we'll move on to the Rembrandt watercolour paints and see how we get on. But look at that bloom of colour there. I mean, if you're wanting to do your own original art on watercolour paper, even if your printer can print with watercolour paper, these would be very nice. Very, very nice actually. So yeah, let's get on to the Rembrandt. So we ended up taking all the stickers off individually, one by one. And then I had a bit of a not nice phone call and put me in not a rather good mood. So I ended up messing up the stickers, to cut the long story short. So I am just going to swatch them out on this piece of paper, and I'll just keep this piece of paper in my watercolour drawer, so when I just need to reference these, I'll just pull this out opposed to keeping it in there, because I can't bother with the faff. But it's the next day that I'm filming this now, and look how beautiful them Ecoline watercolours have dried. And I put the salt effect down as well, and you saw me do that, and they've turned out beautiful. So on the right paper, them Ecoline, I've still got a bit of salt there, are really, really nice. But when I've tried them on in colouring boots, they've not been so good. Even they don't bleed through on this, and I don't think it's overly thick watercolour paper, this. It's just a cheapy one, this Paul Rubin one. So let's get activating these. I'm excited. I'm excited. I want to try and do this as even as possible, not have it too messy. So let's activate these. I'm not going to bother with the white, I don't think. Maybe the white at the end and try and go over a stripe of colour. Just a couple of drops for each of the colours. And let's see how quick they activate. I'm expecting them to activate more or less straight away, like the Winsor & Newton professional ones do. I should have just used my spritzer and spritzed the whole thing. That would have been easier, wouldn't it? But no, I like to make it hard work for myself. So let's get my water ready. A little cloth, and I will use my newer brush. Let's try the big one. This might be a mistake, but we'll see. So let's wipe this. First time using it, so let's see. And there's bits and all sorts in this. I'm gonna have to take it all apart and give it a good clean, I think. Nice soft bristles on them. Like if I'm comparing it to the Daler Rowney that I use all the time, these ones are quite stiff. Even once it's wet, they are quite stiff. But and we've got the brush as well that came with the palette. Let's see what that one's like. See, that's nice and soft as well. So let's just dip in. So they do activate more or less straight away. I have a habit of being out of the frame lately, so I'm just double checking. And I have got some artificial lights on because it's terrible today, the weather, so I do apologise if there's a few shadows, but I'm working with what I've got. So they lay down really, really nice and creamy. So far so good. Beautiful pigmented colours. I do believe that some of these might be transparent. So to that one, I'm not going to make this perfect. Not at all. I might end up using both sides, I bet you. Also, I was expecting that one to be darker. How about this shade? So it's not going to stay this pretty for long. Watercolour palettes never stay that neat for long with me. They always get quite messy. That's one of the things I do like, get quite messy. We've got an orange. I really like these brushes. So far so good. Oh, that one is really, really creamy. So what are we up to now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So up to this one. I'm going to end up getting confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're up to that one. On that one, I think. Could be wrong. This one's really pretty. And then we're into this one. Oh, so this one is a true, like a poppy red colour. I think actually that's my favourite out of the red so far. So a lot of a little bit of pigment goes a long way, that's what I was trying to say. I'm barely even dipping my brush in here. I'm getting these colours off here. So far so good. Let's switch to this brush, the one that came with the palette. It's like a mulberry colour, beautiful. Is this like a sienna colour? This one's really pigmented, look at that. See, I'm surprised about that. In the pan it doesn't look pink. So yeah, it's definitely worth swatching your watercolours out. And I've got a funny feeling, is this purple or a navy blue? Purple, see? And this one I'm sure is going to be navy blue. No, purple again! Purple again, like a surprise. We're definitely moving on to the blues now. Try and make my swatches just a little bit smaller. So them two blues look similar, that's just slightly darker. Again, that one looks quite similar as well. Let's put a little bit more of that one on. Maybe they're going to dry different. I will let these dry naturally as well. So that one's a lot darker actually. But they look like they're all the same tone blue. Hopefully they change. This one's a lot darker. This is probably the darkest of the blues. Yep. A true navy. Onto a lighter blue. That one's pretty, that'll be lovely for a sky. And then more of the turquoise colours. I do like a good turquoise. So let's try a little bit more of that one. See, that one is quite transparent, that one. I bet this is going to be like a forest, yep, forest green. And then this green. That one there's a bit of a disappointment. I don't know what's going on there. But all the rest, so far so good. See, these are my favourite sorts of greens, not the really in your face ones, but the more earth greens. But I think the true way of testing these is just testing them on a page, whether that be in original art or in a colouring book. Probably I'll try. Oh, I love that one. I love that one. Look how creamy that is. So I will test them out, yeah. So where was I going? I will test them out in a book, and I'll do that on camera as well, and do a background or something. So we're moving on to the more earthy tones now. See, that one's not as pigmented. So that is the transparent one. And move on to this one. That's a little bit more transparent. So I'm gonna have to let this completely dry, and then I'll come back and then do the opposite side. So I'm keeping it all on one palette. I think we should be okay now to turn over the page. Should be alright. So we're up to there. Let's carry on with the swatches. So far so good. So we can do these ones on the back a little bit bigger. That's all I just did, wasn't it? Oh, where's the paint? Where's the paint? Huh. So them two are similar. Did I dip into the right one? I'm pretty sure I did. So the first one is a little bit lighter. And this is more of a greyish brown. So we're moving on to the greys now, maybe. No, we're still on the browns. See, they're very deceptive in the pan. They look a lot darker in the pan. I'm not sure whether I'm dipping into the same one, definitely not. That one is uber dark. Surely we're onto the greys now. Yes. And adding more water, I just want to see how far that I can pull it out. So there's some blue tones in that, so I wonder if that's the Payne's Grey. Or would this be the Payne's Grey? This might be it actually. I like a good Payne's Grey. And the last one, surely it's going to be black. It's black, but it's got purple tones to it. So maybe that one was the black one. These last two colours are really interesting. Let's see. Super pretty, these ones. So that's the swatches of the Rembrandt. So let's pop these on there and let them dry. Are you gonna stay? You are gonna stay. Yep, so I'll have a good mess around with these paints, and I will do a picture as well on camera showing you how these work. But I quickly wanted to mention as well that I did just receive the Renaissance, the Colourful Countdown to Christmas palettes. So I'll do a separate video swatching these because, you know, I'm a kid and I can't wait. So I'll open these separately in a different video and we'll go through all the different colours. I genuinely don't know what the colours are. I know there's a mixture of hollows, glitters. So why are you not fitting in there? There you go. Yeah, so you could either do what I'm doing and open them each day, or open them all at once, or you could do it each day, which I'm too impatient. And I thought it would be good for me to have a video out there just in case you was interested and you want to see the colours before you purchased it. So that'll be my next video. But yeah, that's the watercolouring supplies that I've got. It's not a whole lot, but watercolour supplies can be expensive. So yeah, I'm really excited to play with these and get messy with them and paint everywhere and be colourful. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!